Look, everybody, crazy days, crazy time. A lot of things went wrong. Phones and froze up, computers done crashed, everything. But guess what? We are still out here on the 24th floor. You see it, back of me, Winston-Salem, North Carolina, at the EBS Suites. Hey, Papa Podcast, you know what it is. Yo, Bo, how's life?
Yo,
what you doing?
Life is good, man.
How's everything?
Sitting in my lab right now, man. Everything's good. Everything's good, actually.
That's what I'm talking about.
Just working. I was just like man, since I had to get in front of my computer for me to get back to working on this music.
I understand. Go ahead.
I was gonna say because I do my radio show on Tuesday, so I did the radio show earlier today, and I came home. I tried to relax a little bit before I got back to it. So
I understand.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, we done already had half of an interview. A lot of people don't understand what's happening, but guess what? We're going to tell them anyway. So tell me where you're from again.
Right. New Orleans.
That's
from
right.
New Orleans, Louisiana.
Third Coast represents down here. Hey.
Yes.
That's what it is. Yo. Yes. We really out here. So, how did you start off in the music? I know it seems it's like deja vu right now because we didn't have phone crashes and all this other stuff, and I have to make sure that the audience sees what's up. But no, you know what? No, I want to change it up. You know why? Because it's the Papa Podcast, and this is what we do. So you started off in the band,
right?
You started off doing music, and then you went into doing rap. And you say your transition was easy. What, so you took that Manny Fresh type of approach to everything?
Well, not initially. Actually, I really started seriously making beats like about 5 or 6 months ago. I played around with it in the past, but it was just so much easier. Excuse me. It was just so much easier for me to work with other producers and pay for beats.
Gotcha.
But it's just that going through that process, sometimes that process is long and tedious.
Yeah. Because
you're trying to find like a perfect sound if you don't work, especially if you're not working with a producer that's making it from scratch.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? And it just got to a point where I was just like, well, man, I know how to play music. I know how to read music. I know music theory. If I can find a software that I can get good with, then I'll start making beats with that. And that's kind of like how it all came about. Like something that I can put what I knew and make it functional as far as in the software.
Gotcha.
Because I kept running across stuff that I really couldn't produce how I wanted to with. You know what I'm saying? Like I really couldn't produce how I wanted to. So I give up on it and just be like, man, until I find. Because my whole thing with the software was that I wanted to be able to approach producing like I approach recording.
Gotcha.
So where I select a track, put an instrument on that track, decide whatever it is I'm gonna play on that track, be able to hit record and play it out.
Gotcha.
You feel what I'm saying? And every software I was coming across, like Fruity Loops and Reasons and all that. All of those were like pattern based, where you had to click like the little lights and all that kind of stuff and let it play patterns. And for me, that was it was from a music theory perspective, it was easy. But from a beat making perspective, it was difficult because I felt like to me, now some other producers, they may feel like they have ultimate control. But to me, I didn't feel like I had ultimate control of what I was creating because I had to stick within these patterns, so to speak. You know what I mean? So when I realized that I could do what I was looking for on pre-Sony Studio One, that's when I committed to actually making beats. Because on pre-Sony Studio One, I can use different instruments that opens up my drum pads to where I can just play my drums out, hit record, play the drums out that I want. I can adjust them. I can quantize them to to fit the key signature. So it's like it was just a whole lot simpler because even if I played the beat of time, I
Play to be on time.
On time. I can make the notes shift to be on time. So it's just easier, man.
Gotcha.
It's just easier.
Gotcha. So you did that, left in the band, started rapping, stuff like that, and we already talked about how you're a lyrical type dude in New Orleans. We also talked about the state of hip hop in. Oh yeah, you can do whatever. I don't care. You know, it's whatever. It's Papa Podcast. Half drunk anyway. We're in the state of New Orleans music, and then saying like being a lyrical type person in that state, and then people really just gravitate to, can they relate to what you do? That determines the level of success when it comes to your music stuff. So how do you take your approach when it comes to making your music and stuff like that?
Well, usually, now that I make beats, usually it kind of start with whatever kind of vibe I'm feeling with when I'm making the beat. And my process kind of goes a little bit like I'll come up with either a melody or a drum pattern first. Mm-hmm. And then I'll start kind of orchestrating my cadence around that melody and that drum pattern. And then once I build the track, mm-hmm. then I full-fledged write to it, because writing for me is so easy. Yeah. Because once I know the topic that I want to talk about, like spilling it out is easy because I'm being me. Like I'm not trying to make a song to fit a certain image. Like I'm just being me. So it's really easy. It's really easy to express myself, and it's just so funny, man. I can really explain like how second nature it is. Yeah. It's like, I completely defy the rules to writing music, because I hear artists on a regular basis, and I hear experts say, "Oh man, you should write all the time. That's the only way you're gonna get better. You should write every day." Mm-hmm. And you hear these artists like, "Oh yeah, I record, 6-7 songs a day and this, that, and the third." And it's like I'm more of a.
So we left off on the music tip and all that type of stuff, and how you actually build up your beats and stuff like that. Now we also talked about some of the biggest folk in the city right now doing some major things when it comes to lyrical stuff, when it comes to producing, as far as music, musically wise and stuff like that. Like I said, D1, big dude from New Orleans, doing real major things or whatever. I've been following him for a minute. So I'm very, proud to see him out there still grinding, still hustling and stuff. And then, like I said, PJ Morton for winning a Grammy. This dude had toured 3 years off of one album. 3 years off of one album.
Right.
And right. So what's your thoughts on that? Like,
well, do you want? I kind of have like a 6 degrees of separation type of relationship with PJ Morton.
Gotcha.
Because my producer, Eric, who I first started working with when I moved back to New Orleans, mm-hmm. he's actually just recently signed a deal with PJ Morton. So
that's what I'm talking about.
It's kind of like I'm associated with people that's associated with him. So
gotcha.
when that happened, it was like we all was proud of it, not only for New Orleans, but just from mm-hmm. Just from the association. You see what I'm saying? Definitely. So it's always good to see. It's always good to see the home team shine. I mean, that's just like with Hannah Bleacher winning mm-hmm. the Oscar for Black Panther. You know that's what I'm saying? Right. Like to see anybody, first to see anybody black is a plus. Yeah. And when they're from your hometown, it's a plus too. You know what I'm saying? So. And all it does is that just motivates and inspires me, because I notice a lot of artists that are from New Orleans that wind up blowing up. They're nothing like what you would expect a typical New Orleans artist to be.
Definitely.
Most people, when they think of artists from New Orleans, they think of like Master P, Cash Money, like Lil Wayne. You know what I mean? So they kind of put either you in that category or you in like the Big Frida bounce music, you know, chopper category.
Definitely,
you know
definitely, and they
it's
really
like there's no in between.
Yeah, and they put you in like a box, almost like, you know, this is the only music that can come from New Orleans. Just like, you know, and you were down in Florida for a couple years or whatever. Like, the only thing from Florida is Rick Ross. The only thing from Florida is Uncle Luke. The only thing from Florida is, you know, Pitbull. Like, you know, they put you in those categories or whatever, not knowing that, like, the rest of the city, the rest of the state actually has a lot of other stuff to say, and they are totally, you know, demographically different. You know, but
Right.
yeah, you're still from, you still have that southern type deal or whatever, southern draw or whatever, but it's like there's a total difference between Pensacola and Orlando, or there's a total difference between the bottom of the boot and Baton Rouge, or, you know, wherever, you know. So it's like there's a lot of different, you know, aspects or whatever for that. So with that being said, you don't change your music style. You don't change your music stuff. Is you already understand that time and that respect time stuff comes through, you know, in a certain time frame or whatever the case is. What is your time frame?
What's my time frame as far as my music?
Yes.
So, I mean, now I usually hear that my music is timeless.
Yes.
I hear that my music really fit in any time frame. Because again, like, I write from a perspective of reality. I don't write from a perspective of what's trending.
Gotcha.
You feel what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So it may, now here's the thing though, it may have a trendy sound.
Gotcha.
But the subject matter, the substance of it is simple. It's just reality, just realness.
Definitely.
And I mean, that's my primary thing, man. Like my biggest thing when it comes to music is human connection. That's like that's my goal, like in the forefront. Exactly. You know, that's my main purpose in the forefront is human connection, because I feel like if you can connect to people on a human level, they'll understand you more. See, right now, the average music fan is only a fan because of popularity.
That's right.
You feel what I'm saying? But then you take an artist, like I'll give you a perfect example. The artist Toby and Wigway.
I don't even know.
The rapper from Houston. You should check him out. He's a rapper from A-League, Texas. But he represents Houston, obviously, because Houston is the more known city. Most people don't know where A-Leaf is.
Gotcha.
But, you know, the cool thing about Toby, man, is that, you know, his whole mission is to make purpose popular. And his approach to it, you know, his approach to it is very organic, because it's almost like he's your big brother. You feel what I'm saying? Because of the way his art. Like when he creates his videos, he releases a video every week, because he made a commitment to himself that he was going to release a video every week for the next 10 years.
Really?
And he said if it don't work, he said if his career don't work or he don't reach the levels he want to reach, he knows that he gave it a good shot.
See,
you know what I'm saying? But
and
he committed to that.
That's what I'm talking
about. You there?
Yeah. Can you see me? You can't see me, can you?
You there?
Hold on. Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on a second. We gotta take another break. Let's just take a break real quick. Promise, man. We'll be right back on the Pop-Up Podcast. You see what it is? Hey, we really getting into it. We deeping down. We're definitely down. Old boy from H-Town who's dropping a video every week.
Yeah,
for 10 years. Week. That's 520 videos. That is ridiculous.
No, he committed to doing it. He's in year number 2.
Well, hey, but
this is year number 2.
Hey, but that's still 104 videos right now. Then if it's year 2, 52 weeks, yeah. And that's content. And like I said, in today's age and stuff like that, you know, people want to see content. So that shows dedication. It just really does. Now, is he trying to be signed, or is he trying to just do this stuff on his own?
I mean, listen, he started on his, he started on his couch last year. He started doing this he started on his couch, literally on his couch. The first video, he was on his couch with his fiance. She was braiding his hair. He released that first video on a Sunday and called it Get Twisted Sunday.
Gotcha.
And every Sunday after that, a video was coming.
That's what I'm talking about.
Then Erykah Badu saw one of his videos. Then she reposted it, and then he wrote a song about it. Erykah Badu said, "I'm dope." So then Dave Chappelle got a hold to the video. Dave Chappelle posted the video. So now the song says, Dave Chappelle says, "I'm dope." So when he goes, it's like everything that happens, he creates music around that life. And his producer is a black woman. His business partner, his choreographer, who does his artwork, all that, is his wife. His producer husband is his background singer. Oh, it's like they're like a family, man. Definitely. So it's like it's crazy, but it's like you go, man. We're watching. See, right now the big thing is his wife is pregnant, and they just did the gender reveal. That was like the biggest news. But all of this is going on literally 22 days before he started his tour.
Man.
So we as the fan base, we're seeing
his life,
him go through his real life,
definitely,
as he's building his career along the way.
In a positive life,
showing his life. Right. He's not only showing his life, he's showing his dynamic with his wife.
Yeah.
And her perspective and how much she inputs herself into his career and everything he does. And I mean, he just put her on his pedestal like 24/7. He just put her on his pedestal. So, and it's like, so you have people looking at it from that perspective, like, man, we really just appreciate the love dynamic, you know, that you have with your wife, you know, being into the hip hop industry.
Gotcha.
You know, so it's something dope, man. It's inspiring, man. So, you know, when I started seeing him, you know, one, it kind of told me like, man, I got a lot more work to do. I need to tighten up. And then two, it made me feel a lot more confident in my mission.
Gotcha.
Because my mission is something similar. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
It's a lot similar. It's about human connection. It's about how many people can I touch, you know, through my music. You know, I mean, I make music about having a good time and all that. You know what I mean? I make music, you know, about, you know, the lifestyle, so to speak, but it still have a message to it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the most important thing, is getting something from it, or feeling like after you feel empowered, or you feel confident, or you feel like you can go out and tackle any challenge, you know, that you face. So that's kind of like my motivation when I create my music, man. Like, I try to just create it from a place that people can just immediately relate to it and be like, man, I've been through that, and now that I know Bo D been through it too, I feel like I'm not alone. You know what I'm saying? Gotcha. So that's kind of like where I'm at with it.
So let me ask you. Houston doing his whole thing, and I actually took a second off to ask this question, and we're really about to get back into the answer of everything. So, as me, an entrepreneur trying to get stuff done or whatever, my girl looks at videos like that and is like, hey, he's doing this type of stuff and whatever. Why can't you put me in a video? Why can't we work as a team and stuff like that? And you have a very interesting point to that, because like from my standpoint is, it's not that I don't love you and I don't want to show people, you know, us working as a team or whatever. I just come from a school or a grind or a little different thing of, you have to work on your stuff, and I want my home life to be a little bit separated. But the way you explained it was a little bit different. So go ahead and tell everybody how that worked out.
Well, I was gonna say, you know, just to reiterate with Toby and, you know, and his wife, it's kind of like the backstory behind their particular situation is so much more than just the music thing, because, you know, he's told stories like, when when he was homeless, or or he didn't have a place to go, like how she took him in and like took care of him and made sure he was good. Mm-hmm. So that woman committed herself to helping that man build from the jump. So he was kind of put in a position like, well, why would I not put this queen on a pedestal when a lot of other women really low key turned their back on me, and she didn't.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? And she believed in me first.
Gotcha.
So it's like with his situation, I look at it from a perspective like this. I'm not opposed to including your significant other in videos and on social media and stuff like. I'm not opposed to that. See, what I am opposed to is making that like a requirement.
Gotcha.
In a relationship, as far as to validate the relationship. Mm-hmm. Like I do oppose that, because I know a lot of it stems from insecurity and like trust issues, and people feel like, well, if you're not showing me online, it's because you got something to hide and all that kind of stuff. But a lot of times it don't necessarily be from that. It be because a lot of like it's some weird people out here. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And there's people that sit back and see a good thing and try to go out the way to destroy it. I mean, They see you posting your girl, or they see your girl posting you, and then you go like some pictures. Let's say a random Friday, you're just going through Instagram or something, you liking pictures. Mm-hmm. Now somebody that may be following y'all might see your name in the list of like pictures on a female's picture. Now they're screenshotting that and DMing your girl randomly for whatever reason, but DMing your girl randomly just to be like, oh, look, he liking this chick pictures. You know what I'm saying? And it's like,
gotcha.
If stuff like that can cause issues in a relationship, then that kind of like shows the maturity of the person. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. And it's like, it's one of those things. You can do it if you want to. You can not do it. But I don't believe in forcing somebody into a certain kind of spotlight. Like if I was just trying to be a regular guy on social media, then I'll probably be all for it. Like, yeah, man, post your relationship, do your thing. But being in the entertainment industry, stuff that come with fame and weird and attract weirdos and trolls and stalkers and all that, it's like you want to kind of you don't want to give them ammo.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? You don't want to give them a reason to try to be private investigator and stuff like that. You just want to keep them solely focused on your brand and what you're trying to project. You know what I mean? And it's like you can't, and people can't compare themselves to other people's situations because they don't know the backstories to those situations. They don't know that she is just as dedicated to his music career as he is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And you got a lot of women out there that's not willing to do that. They're not willing to commit themselves to the career of the person that they with because they want to be independent. They want to have their own career. They want to do their own thing. So, gotcha. How many women willing to sacrifice, their own career choices to help build up their man's career choices?
Gotcha.
Like, you don't see that often. So, of course, she's going to get put in the forefront and get put in the videos and be on stage rocking with them and be on tour with them and be in everything, of course, because she's dedicated herself to that. She's like, well, babe, we're gonna shoot this video. I'm gonna coordinate the dances. I'm gonna help pick out the fabrics for the stuff that we're gonna be wearing. I mean, it's everybody like it's kind of chipping in. You know what I'm saying? You got the friends and the cousins and the brothers and like everybody chipping in. Like, man, look, we believe in your vision. We believe in what you're doing, and we're gonna help out the best way we can. And I feel like if I got somebody in my corner just as I'm putting into this, of course they're gonna get the credit, they're gonna get the shine, they're gonna they're gonna get put in that forefront. But they have to be willing to do that though. Because you may be in a relationship with somebody that don't really care about being famous.
Yeah.
And they may not want to be famous. They may not want to be popular, so they don't want to be shown. You know what I'm saying? I have a 7-year-old little sister. Like, my dad still to this day tell me don't post any pictures of your little sister because people weird out here. And you kind of popular. So, you don't want people thinking that they can come and kidnap your little sister. Like, stuff like that. Like, and you have to think about that. Especially when you're in a certain kind of industry, you have to think about that.
Definitely. That's what I'm talking about, man.
That's what I'm talking about.
So we're gonna take one more break, and then we're gonna come back, and then we're gonna finish up everything and make sure everything's great. And I know you got a show. You got a show tonight, right?
Great. And how does in the studio?
No, so you got a show tonight, though.
No, I'm in the studio tonight.
Oh, you're in the studio. Okay, cool. Okay, cause I saw it on Facebook. Okay, cool. So, well, I know you got.
I had the show on the 23rd.
Gotcha. Okay,
the show's on the 23rd.
Okay, cause I was trying to hurry up. Cause I know you had. Okay, cool. So I misread that. Cool, not a problem. But yeah, we gotta pay one more bill, whatever. We'll be right back. And brother right here, yeah. Like I told y'all, I haven't heard any of his music, but as far as from the business standpoint, his mental space and stuff like that, y'all need to know who Bo D is, man. Like he literally very knowledgeable when it comes to the music, very knowledgeable when it comes to the city, very knowledgeable when it comes to just business itself. And this is what I like about the Pop-Up Podcast. It's like you have, somebody who's in the industry who's doing this or whatever, but we get him on the show and he shows 50 other sides of him, and it's like you can't even predict that. You can't. So this is like one of the greatest interviews I've had in a minute, and he's really just showing a lot of love. He's really just doing a lot of stuff, grinding it out, and just showcasing his knowledge. Let everybody know where they can find you at. Let everybody know what's up and stuff like that.
Well, you can find me on my website, www.bodofficial.com. On Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at The Real Bodie. YouTube, Bodie Media. Mm-hmm. I mean, you name it.
You on there.
I'm there. Spotify, Tidal, Apple Music. You can just Google Bodie, man. You're going to find me.
And, hey,
I'm there.
Hey, and
Google me, it's going to say America. This is what it's gonna say. You're gonna see it's gonna say American rapper.
That's it. And it ain't no.
And it's gonna have all my stuff where you can find me at. Website, music, the whole nine, everything.
And you can't pay for that. You have to.
Can't pay.
You can't. People like you have to put in that work, and people have to put you in that position. You can't pay for that.
Right.
So you've been putting in your dues. You've been putting in your time.
That's the Google knowledge grab, man.
Hey, that's
like if you go on Instagram, like, I mean, you know how they have, like when you do your stories or whatever, and
yeah,
they have it to where they have like the top music and stuff in the in the database or whatever. It's like, I'm in the database too, man. Of popular music that dropped that week. The whole album in the database.
You see that, y'all?
On IG.
You can't pay for that.
Nah.
You can't pay for that.
That's in there. Like I'm in there with Blueface and Cardi B and all them, man, on that list. That's crazy.
Hey, man, like I said.
So people can plug my music right into their IG stories, man. Like,
that's what I'm talking about.
They don't have to play it in the background or nothing. They can play it. They can
boom.
Plug it right into it.
That's one.
If you got one of them Amazon Echoes, Alexa, play Bodie.
Boom. That's what I'm talking about, man. Like I said, look, man, like this has been one of the best interviews as far as music related stuff, as far as business related stuff I've had. I had really a lot of good ones, but like this one, I think we really got to get into not only just the business side of stuff, but a personal type of deal when it comes to how you maneuver from being an artist in your personal life and you showing up, with some other folk who are like doing the same thing or whatever. And I think that's really awesome, man. So,
I appreciate it.
Hey, look, man, everybody go follow him. If you can't follow him, go on your IG and then go to the music. Look him up. He's there. If you can't do that, then go to YouTube. Find him.
Spotify. Tidal, Apple Music. iHeartRadio.
Hey, Third Coast.
Whatever you listen to, man, I'm there.
Hey, Third Coast represents. This dude's crazy, man. Like, as far as like really knowledgeable in the business, crazy. Like he takes a passion for it. I really know he knows what he's talking about. He really does it. Hey, take a note from him. Bo D. Promise Mangum. We out here,
I'm
man.
everywhere.
Everywhere, man. 24/4 vibes. You see what it is. Public podcast. Hey, yo, it's crazy. We've been trying to grind. A lot of technical difficulties. But guess what? We keep pushing through. Why is that, man? Why we had to keep pushing through?
Because, man, we can't ever give up.
That's it.
Period. I mean, we can't ever give up. Like, I mean, you can't go through life not expecting obstacles.
Definitely.
You just can't. You're going to get disappointed.
There you go. That's it. Hey, the word right there. The word. That's it, man. Yo, Promise Mangum Papa Podcast. Bruh, New Orleans love, Pensacola love, North Carolina love. That's what it is, man. Holla at y'all later.